Hey guys, Jim Young here to talk about the back saver bucket. I'm looking forward to doing an integrated design, and I think the reason why that's a great option is just that the add-on cost is going to be minimal to do. And of course a lot of people have buckets out there, but at $2.50 a piece, I don't think it's that big of a stretch for people to buy a new bucket with the added back saver feature. So first thing is, these are not just a two-part mold. These actually have a parting line here, so you can see that the top is actually molded with two halves of steel coming together here, here, and here. And then there's another piece of steel that comes in and comes into the bottom. So any features that we do really should be in this direction if they're on the bottom, and on the top they can be in this direction coming away from the rim, but we got to be careful about those molding options, otherwise we're going to create some really expensive tooling. This is already going to be a huge tool. I mean, you know the size of these buckets. 5-gallon bucket is a large tool. Okay, so we talked very briefly about how at the bottom any of the features have to actually go up in this direction for the tool. Is actually where they're shooting the plastic. So what we can do is, was originally thinking that we'd have some kind of snap-in feature that could kind of come in on the edge somewhere, and these things could actually store underneath the bucket. Well, turns out that we don't need to do that. We can do something even simpler. So what I'm thinking now is we can create two of these bosses. So I have a little pencil head here that's a stand-in for two bosses. So these can be sharp pieces of plastic that take this webbing here, and when I push the piece on, it actually breaks right through. And what the installers will do, there we go, they will actually melt this tip because it'll be part of this plastic here. HDPE, I believe, melts pretty easily with the right temperature. So imagine two of these little spikes. They melt them down so they're flush, and we've taken away a little bit of the rim here, and we've got a strap that runs up the side. So here's kind of a close-up. So imagine that's blunted off and melted over it so it can't pull out. It actually creates a really strong attachment, and then our strap can run up the side and be extremely flush. So when we do our stacking, you'll see our strap just barely hanging out here, and then our handles will hang on the side. Okay? Okay, we talked a little bit about how we're going to attach the strap down here to the bottom. So we have the strap attached to the two little prongs. They're melted. It's nice and strong. It's coming up the side. Now we got to figure out how we're going to have it handle. So originally I thought of some kind of design like this, which you've seen maybe on the end of an ice axe or some kind of shovels or whatnot use this. So it's kind of a 3 or 4 finger design. So you're pulling in this direction. But it turns out this ends up being a pretty big form. Here's the webbing coming around. And the other, I mean, really size is the main problem. So got thinking about how also we're going to attach this, and I was always thinking we can have a little hook here, but there's not really a good place for this hook to go either. So the solution I came up with is that we can put a little bit of a slot. Let's see if you can see that. There we go. That looks like it's in focus. A little slot right here in the top for our hook, and that's still in the direction of the molding, so the tool is actually coming up and underneath this lip, and that can be a feature of the tool as the other parts come together. So that's a good feature. And instead of the other handle, I've got a handle that looks more like this, that actually could have the strap go into it, and the strap kind of becomes part of the part where your fingers go between. So you hook this right here on the lip when you're not using it, and when you're ready to use the bucket, you can actually grab it with 2 fingers between the webbing. Let's see, there are 2 fingers between the webbing, and we can use our back saver bucket just like we intended. Okay, pulling up just from the back. Alright, so when we're ready to stack these, that's easy as well, because with the loose strap here, we can just nest these like I normally would. And in the stores, in the display, I envision a whole bunch of these handles running down the side. on this kind of bucket. And I'm sure that's not going to only pique the interest of the consumer, but also with some graphics and other things that kind of explain how this will help your back, we'll have a sale. So that's the plan. The other thought here is, because this does stick out a little bit further than maybe the cardboard packaging that is currently out there, we can have this such that it goes underneath when these are in transport, because we've got space. Actually, we've got this much space in the bottom between two of these when these are in transport. So the process can be that all of these have the handles tucked underneath them, and then when it's time to put them out for display, it's just a matter of lifting a few out, hooking the handle up, putting it back in there, and there you have it. That's it. Hope you like it. Thanks. This is Jim Young. Vote for my design. Thank you.